You can't just say, I'm going to eat healthy. You have to have a plan. Planning. Hi guys, I'm Anne, and welcome to Chronically Beautiful, where we are trying to live our best life, even though we probably don't feel like it. And this is the second video in a series that I have created about creating habits that are going to be game changers for you. So today's video is going to be about healthy eating and a few different strategies and habits that you can create in order to make healthy eating a habit that sticks in 2020. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, stick around. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. It really helps YouTube to notice me. And finally, don't forget to ring the bell so that you can be notified of all my future uploads. All right, let's dive right in. So let me tell you what this video is not. This is not a video on how to tackle the latest diet. We're not talking about keto here. We're not talking about Weight Watchers, even though I do love it. We are talking about developing a lifestyle that allows you to be a healthier eater and for your house to be a place where there is healthy food and you are cooking good food and having food around that isn't junk. That is what we're talking about here. We are not talking about losing 20 pounds. Now, I am not the healthiest eater in the world. I'm the first to admit that, but I have been and I will be. It is one of my main goals in 2020 is just eating healthier. I would like to lose a few pounds, but I am really more concerned about feeling better. When I'm eating healthy whole foods, my body does so much better. It really helps with my autoimmune disorder. It really helps with my chronic fatigue. In general, it just helps me to be better in every aspect of my life. So that's what we're talking about. So we're going to talk about a few strategies that are going to help you do that, starting with number one, meal planning. Meal planning is key if you are going to be a healthy eater as a habit. So what I mean by meal planning is literally planning out everything you're eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the week. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need to cook yourself every single one of those meals, but it does mean that you have to have a plan in place. I like to see what I have on hand, then I determine what I want to eat this week, and then I figure out what I'm going to buy. And to go along with meal planning, you also need to have access to healthy recipes that are easy to make because it's unlikely that you're going to follow through if it's not easy. I know that's the case for me. Pinterest will be an excellent resource for finding healthy recipes. There is an endless supply, so check it out. You definitely won't be sorry. Once you've figured out what you're going to be cooking for yourself or preparing for yourself, you need to make sure you have the ingredients. So one of the things that I have found really helpful in getting the food to my house and not bringing a bunch of junk with it is ordering my groceries online. You can do this through pretty much any store nowadays. You can use Shipt. I use Instacart. It is my favorite. I love it simply because they are the ones that go to Aldi. But you can use grocery order, and then you go there and pick it up kind of stuff, or you can have it delivered to your house. The reason that I say that this is essential for healthy eating is because you're not in the store. You're not in the store. You're not picking up different extra things. You're not saying, ooh, that looks good. You're not taking your kids in there with you where they're like, Mom, we need this. Mom, we need that. Give me those cookies. Dad, I want this.
Jessica's left her cart behind and is getting an armful of supersized Chips Ahoy cookies.
This is keeping you out of harm's way and keeping you away from temptation. So if you can do an order and pickup, grocery pickup or grocery delivery, I think that's going to be super helpful for you. If you do have to go to the store, have a very specific list and stick to the list. Stick to the list. You can do it. The best place for you to be in any grocery store is around that outside perimeter. That is where the healthy food is. That is where you're dealing with your dairy, your vegetables, the meat counter. All of those things are typically around the outside of the grocery section. Obviously, you may need to, zip in for this, that, and the other thing. But don't allow yourself to get into the going down every single aisle thing. There's no reason for you to do that. If you don't need something down that aisle, do not go down that aisle. And make sure there's nothing on your list for the chip aisle, the cookie aisle, the pop aisle, whatever is your Achilles heel for food, just don't go down that aisle. Take your partner with you and send them down that aisle for the thing that you need from your list. Now that you have your meals planned and you have the food, meal prep is the next thing that's going to really help you to be as healthy as you can. So I could do 50 videos on meal prep, and actually I'm thinking about doing that. I think I am going to do some of my meal prep on video this year. So I do meal prep every Sunday. Examples of some of the things I do every single Sunday for the week. I hard boil a whole bunch of eggs. I cook a whole bag of frozen chicken breasts in the Instant Pot. I will often make either a big batch of rice or a big batch of pasta, which not so much of the pasta as I'm moving into trying to eat healthy. Chopping up a bunch of vegetables for the week. Chopping up and individually packaging a bunch of fruit. Taking a bunch of tuna fish and mixing up a bunch of tuna salad. Cutting slices of, little chunk cheese, things like that, and pre-packaging a bunch of things. I'm not someone who likes to go and buy a bunch of prepackaged food for twice the cost. It also tends to be the more prepackaged it is, the more processed it is. So I try to keep things clean if I can. So meal prep doesn't mean a 9-hour freezer meal making session. That's a different thing. I'm talking about having things ready so that you can just get them done for the night. Now, if you want to whip out a lasagna or, have a couple of easy things ready to go, great idea. It just depends. And for me, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't. Just depends on the time and the energy that I have that day. But without a doubt, every week I prep eggs, I prep chicken, I prep some kind of a side, I chop vegetables, I portion fruit, and I make my baked oatmeal, which I'm definitely going to do video on because it's delicious and it is super low in Weight Watchers points. So that's my breakfast. So I have things prepped and ready. And then I usually make lunches for myself for the whole week. I usually prep my lunches, 5 lunches for the week. I'll usually do 2 or 3 or 4, however many lunches my husband's going to need. I'll get him set up as well. I'll do things that will sit well in the fridge for the week. And if they won't, I'll do things that I can put in the freezer for the end of the week. We do jar salads sometimes. We do so many things that are delicious and really easy to make and are based from whole foods that are really just great healthy eating. So I will be doing, like I said, some meal prep videos in the future that will feature some of these things, but it's just a matter of having lunch and breakfast handled helps me so much, because then I'm not having to grab something really unhealthy to shove down my face on the way to work. He's not having to stop at McDonald's for an Egg McMuffin, spending money and eating junk. We're not having to run out and go spend money and eat junky fast food at lunch. And even if I just plan my breakfasts and my lunches, when I get home, I can take the time to make something for dinner. Prepping things like pasta, rice, chicken, vegetables early in the week allows me to just kind of throw things together. And then you can always do a leftovers night. There's a lot of things you can do for meal prep. When you leave the house, have snacks with you. If you're going to be gone for more than an hour, don't leave the house without food. I know that sounds crazy. And healthy food. And if you're someone who grabs an apple but never eats it because you're like, ugh, and that's me, make sure you have grapes already in a baggie or something you know you like and will eat. Don't leave the house without healthy snacks, because if you don't have healthy foods with you already, what are you going to do? You're stopping at McDonald's, you're stopping at Wendy's. Even Panera bread is disgustingly fattening and filled with calories. You're going out and spending money and spending calories and putting junk into your body because you can. You're grabbing a bag of chips at the register. You're doing all those things that if you're not prepped, best case scenario, leave the house with a full belly filled with, something warm and hearty and good for you, and then take snacks just in case, so that you're not putting things into the cart that you don't need, so that you're not getting a candy bar because your blood sugar is low. Don't leave without snacks. If you're going somewhere on a day trip, oh my gosh, we take a cooler, we're filling it up, we're making sandwiches, we're taking food to go. And that not only keeps you eating better, eating home-cooked meals and good whole foods, it keeps you from spending a bunch of money too. Drinking enough water. I know that's like everybody talks about drinking water all the time. Delicious. I love water, by the way. I know not everybody does, but I do. Drinking enough water is going to really, really help you in feeling better, filling you up so that you're not starving all the time, keeping you hydrated and healthy looking, feeling good, and keeping, moving the junk through your system and out like it needs to be. They do say that you should be drinking like half your body weight in ounces of water every day. I don't do that, but I do try my best. I talk about it all the time that I always have a water bottle with me. I got this one for Christmas yesterday when my mom came over and we did our Christmas. It's the Contigo Couture collection. Maybe it came from Paris.
Is it classy enough?
But anyways, having a nice water bottle will, I know it seems silly, but it will motivate you to drink water, and having it with you makes it easier. If you don't have it with you, you're not going to drink it. And it's just as simple as that. It also, staying hydrated and keeping water with you will keep you from grabbing a pop or a juice or one of those things that's just packed with sugar and the junk that you're trying to get out of your body by eating healthy whole foods. So if you can't deal with plain water, throw some fruit in there. Throw some lemon in there, some blueberries, some strawberries, but also by drinking tea. I drink a ton of herbal tea. At this time of year especially, I have an electric kettle at work, and I drink chamomile tea literally like all day long at work. And that's water. It's hydrating me and putting water into my system. It's not caffeinated, so it's really just like the flavor. I use one tea bag all day long and just let it steep. There are different ways you can continue to stay hydrated, but it is really, really important to stay hydrated. The final idea is not a must-have, but it is something I have found that makes it a little bit more fun, and that is wearing some type of a fitness tracker. So the one I have on right now, this is a Samsung Gear Fit. I also have a Fitbit Versa, and I kind of alternate them depending on what I'm wanting out of my watch that day. But both of them have apps and features where I can track how much water I'm drinking. I can set alarms all day long to remind me to take my medications. It also can remind me to eat snacks to keep my blood sugar up. They both can sync with my calendar and send me reminders that way. And both of them can help me to see how many calories I'm burning, which helps me a lot. My Fitbit especially works in congruence with Weight Watchers, and it will take my activities from my Fitbit, put them into the Weight Watchers app, and add on activity points. So it shows me if I can eat more food because I've gained these points. So having something like that really, really helps to make the whole healthy eating, dieting, whatever thing just like a little more fun.
You see my pick bit? You see my mit bit?
You see my nip bit?
You see my brick bit?
You see my trick bit? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Kind of just keeps track of my stats so I know how much magic I've done over the course of a day.
So if you have something like that and you kind of threw it in a drawer and you haven't really thought about it, maybe get it back out again and see if there's an app that you can download that can help you track your water or help you to track your weight loss or the calories or your fitness or how much you're moving, things like that. It just makes it really fun. Having some type of a way to track what you are eating and if it is helping you to feel better, your weight, if that's what your goal is. So I have a wellness planner that I'll be using this year. It's not in this room right now, but I did do a video on it. They sell them at Aldi, but it'll probably be gone pretty quick. But there are so many different wellness and fitness planners out there. If you do like using that type of thing, you could just use a notebook, bullet journal, whatever, but kind of tracking the types of meals that you're eating and maybe just a little jot down every day if this is how I feel. Here's kind of what I ate. You have to do every detail of your life. Here's how I feel. Here's how much I weigh, and do that once a week. If you want to do it every day, do it every day. But even just once a week is going to help you to see some improvement if you are staying consistent. So there you have it. We've got a handful of different strategies that are going to allow you to make healthy eating a habit in your world. You can't just say, I'm going to eat healthy. You have to have a plan. Failure to plan is planning to fail, and these strategies are going to help you to plan so that you can be eating the healthiest foods yet this year. All right, you guys, thank you so much for going on this adventure with me. I hope that these strategies will help you and guide you into the new habits that you want to start this year. Keep coming back. Take care of you. Hashtag 20 and 20. Yeah. Bernie, cut it out. Cheers. Here's looking at you, baby.